Hello, my friends. Today is June the 9th, and this is a psychic reading. If this is your birth date, this is a reading to cover the year to follow. It's a four-card pull, approximately 7 to 10 minutes long, so bear with me. I'm a psychic reader and I do healing work. I've been doing them for 38 years. So I do internet readings and I do work out of my office in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Transdrum Journeys, healing work, and readings. So check out my credits. This is a four-card pull, a general energy card for the year, a challenge you might face this year, an action you can take to stay in balance, and an outcome or synopsis card. The general energy card of the year is the tear. What does the tear say to us? Well, when we finally let our tears fall, when we finally let our egos drop, when we finally let some pain that has tied us down and held us back and barely let us survive, when we finally let go of what we didn't get, what we couldn't have, what was no longer available to us, what was taken from us. When we let go of those things, do we open ourselves up to our humanity and our humility and our healing? And do we let go of things that have clutched at us, including the poisons that are held back when tears keep getting sucked back into our system? I believe they create a sense of arthritis. I believe they exacerbate the pain inside of us and hold us and clutch at us and don't let us flow very easily. I think the tear says you will find a time this year when you need to shed tears, when you need to open the gates, when you need to find some place of comfort and support to let go and be vulnerable and be honest and free yourself from something that has held you for a long time, something that you haven't maybe you've mentally processed, but your body and your tears and your sadness and your attachments have not let really go of yet. So that is what might come through this year in a profound way. Maybe it's a long-term thing, maybe it's a short-term uh, poke at you. This is your particular challenge for this year, the Chariot. The Chariot is, that energy inside of us that holds it together as we move forward towards something. I love the identity of the Chariot as two horses drawing a chariot with a person at the reins, and that person is our will. That being is our will, what we're driving to. The chariot is our body, and the two horses, one is our mind and one is our emotions. Now when we can go with our body and let us it carry us toward what our will wants to have make happen in the world, and if we can pull our mind in to join in this and not be diverted in attention, and if we can pull our emotions in and not be diverted in some want or some repulsion, when we can get all of that to function together and drive forward, we may not necessarily know what we're driving toward. We might just be understanding that we're just holding it together, and we're just holding it together the best we can and driving toward hopefully peace and restoration and understanding, but we don't necessarily have that. And I think that's the challenge this year, is you're driving yourself forward, you're trying to hold it all together, you're trying to move with your will towards something, but maybe your will doesn't understand what it needs to be driving at. Maybe it's confused, maybe it's angry, maybe it's sad, maybe it just doesn't know what its mission is, what your mission is, what your goal is, what you're trying to hold it all together around. And there's I think there's a sadness there that says, the tear is available here. For some reason, the tear is available here. The letting go, the letting go of your ego and becoming humble and recognizing that you're just holding it together, that you're just trying to, not upset the apple cart, that you're just holding it together. And I think there's a great sense of sadness that comes in you, that is here this year, that makes you not know how to proceed, but you're still holding it together the best you can. So, what's your action to take? Well, I think your action to take is to let yourself maybe fall apart. And the buffalo is all about abundance, and the buffalo is also about thankfulness, prayerfulness, gratitude for what has been given. Maybe this is a very powerful time for you to take a look around you and see what you have going for you. For buffalo for the plains cultures, buffalo was pretty much everything. Buffalo was nearly God because buffalo gave them food, gave them clothing, gave them teepees, gave them carriers, gave them glue, gave them sinew, gave them every body part that they could give to them, and they fed the tribe and helped the tribe to thrive, and so buffalo was nearly God, and in this sense of Wakantanka, in the sense of holy sacred being, and to be thankful to buffalo, to be thankful to Wakandanka, to be thankful to God, was part of their culture, is part of the thankfulness and the thankfulness for the abundance that the buffalo brought, and the prayers for future abundance to keep them thriving. But present thankfulness is really what the buffalo, I think, talks to us about. So on some level, crying, tears, and letting go, and then being thankful for what you have, being thankful for your abilities, your body, being thankful for your emotions, your intuitions, your things that taste good, that are good for your sacredness and good for your soul and good for your heart and good for the energy of yourself, and thankfulness for your power of your will, the thankfulness to move toward things that make sense to you and not be stuck and not be dead and not be of no energy, but be of balanced energy to move forward, and to be thankful for a heart that I think allows you to cry, allows you to let go, allows you to be humble, allows you to have some humility, allows you to open to a new spark of life, because once tears are shed, life becomes open again. There's a joy and a laughter that comes when tears are finally shed. And there's a gratitude within yourself, I think, for finally letting go of something that clogged you up for a very long time, and something that comes from being thankful for the lesson that you had to learn, being thankful for the path that you had to take. And ultimately, I think that's what Buffalo says. You have to be thankful for the things that make you cry, because they're there to talk to you about your heart and your soul and your connection to sacred spirit. They're really there to show you, the way of peace, the way of love, the way of sharing, the way of justice, the way of fairness, the way of equality, the way of open-mindedness and compassion, the way of understanding that we're all in this together, being humans on this plane, all deserving of dignity and respect and honor, and that we all need this process of grieving and letting go, of being thankful and moving on, and of understanding that sometimes the chariot has to fall apart, roll to a stop, and let the horses graze in whatever directions they need to graze, and let the will be soft and open and not holding on and clutching so hard for dear life and understanding. And that is the synopsis card, I think. You know, creating by changing our words, by allowing our grief, by saying what we are ashamed of or afraid of or that we have lost and grieving for what was no longer ours. Do we open with thankfulness? Do we open with love to truth, to true words, to true understanding, and to true depth of authentic character? And this is a year, I think, where you're coming to a sense of your authentic character, and it may take some grieving, and it might take some prayers of gratitude, whatever that means for you. Aho.